There's the book of Jude, verse 24. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise power, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and never, so be it. Giving our praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakha Kodash. Double honor to my teachers, the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Yakin worldwide that are sincere and serious to doing the will of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakha Kodash. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. To you all. Yeah, I'm the brother disciple Kwashab Banyamya from the branch of the Great Millstone, Barbados. Now, you're going to bear with me. This video here is about the vaccine, so I was watching this one here by Russia Today, RT, and basically RT representative got the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, there was a nation update. Barbados had a press briefing last night. As you see here, 6 COVID cases in one family, and then you know what? So like a school is to be closed. A school is to be closed right here. You see. So what you can do? Let me play this one first. Bear with me. Yeah, this is important information because the reason for this, right? Because this came out the 29th of September 2020. No job, no movement. UK MP pushes mandatory COVID-19 vaccination for travel. Suggests Army should oversee rollout. And the elder brother in England did a video on that. The Army is going to oversee the rollout of the vaccines. Alright? A British Conservative MP has urged the government to draft in the armed forces for the rollout of a mass coronavirus vaccination program, which means the Army can be coming at your doors, naming and administering this vaccine, right? Which will include mandatory certificates. You see, mandatory certificates that will allow people to travel. So this coming to Barbados as well.
I've called this press briefing this afternoon following the announcement earlier by Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, Minister of Health and Wellness, indicated to the nation that amongst 3 individuals who recently tested positive for COVID-19 is a 15-year-old Barbadian student. Joining me at this briefing is Chief Education Officer Acting Ms. Joy Adamson, Mrs. Betty Aline Headley, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dr. Wendy Lewis, the Principal Acting of Ellerslie Secondary School, Lieutenant Colonel Errol Brathwaite, outgoing Principal of the Ellerslie Secondary School, and also joining later will be Mary Redmond, President of the BSTU, and Mr. Herbert Gittins, General Secretary of the Barbados Union of Teachers, and Dr. Kenneth George, Chief Medical Officer. I would also have had the opportunity to speak to and to brief Mr. Akani McDowell of the NUPW. And we are here this afternoon really to speak to the public about the announcement that was made earlier. The student is a 5th form student of the Ellerslie Secondary School, and from all reports thus far received, she is doing well. I would want, on behalf of the Ministry of Education, to wish her a speedy recovery, as I'm sure she's anxious to return to school as quickly as possible. I would also want to extend best wishes to her family as well, because I know that they too have been affected by COVID-19 at this point in time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, citizens and residents of Barbados. I have here with me this afternoon Dr. Kenneth George, who is the Chief Medical Officer, as well as Dr. Corey Ford, who is the Infectious Control Specialist and the doctor with responsibility for the management of the Harrison Point Isolation Facility. After several days of aggressive contact tracing related to a positive COVID-19 case diagnosed on September 24th, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has discovered a cluster of COVID-19 cases within one family. 6 members of the family were diagnosed with COVID-19 between September 30th and yesterday. The cluster has been traced to a Barbadian woman who returned from the United Kingdom on September 19th and tested positive for COVID-19 after a second test on September 24th. The first 2 family members to test positive were a housekeeper who worked in the woman's home and her nephew, who were both diagnosed on September 30th. Last Friday.
So what they're doing basically is they link this to community, to your communities out there. That's what they're trying to do. You see, because all the cases in Barbados were imported cases, people coming back, people coming in, etc. So now what they had to do is they had to link it to the communities, because they will need a reason to bring the army, the medical martial law, so to speak, at your doors. They will need a reason to come and test or vaccinate through the communities. So what they're doing is they're spreading the fear. You understand? That's what they're doing. Alright? Use your head.
The housekeeper's 30-year-old niece tested positive, and yesterday, the niece's 4-month-old daughter and her husband, aged 34, both were confirmed with the viral illness. Another niece, a 15-year-old student of Ellerslie Secondary School, also tested positive yesterday.
Good. So you see what's going on now. Let me go back to because if you check it now, right? If you check it right, just hold a minute. Just hold. Now Trump's supposed to be back in hospital. See? Cause he anyway got the virus. Alright? What he's trying to show you is that, yeah, this Japanese fashion designer, Takada, he died from COVID-19. Alright? So what I'm trying to show you is that they're spreading the fear. You understand? The New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, he wants to propose all schools to be closed and non-essential businesses. You understand? So the same thing is going to happen here in this island. So you see how they got the school there? The Ellerslie school is going to be closed for 2 weeks. You see? So what they can do is that 15-year-old woman, young woman, right? They're going to do contact tracing with her. You see? Who's her friends at Ellerslie school, etc. And then they're going to go through the different addresses. You should understand where you're going with this. You understand? They need a reason to bring the army at your doors. You understand? They need a reason to do it. So this is the only way they had to do it. You understand? Because Barbados ain't a community spreading. right? Every case you heard in the news was imported. People coming in. You understand? So what they had to do, they had to try to get it now to the fear to be widespread. So the way they do, they had the housekeeper, and then she family, and then the girl now. You see, and the husband. So they're gonna do contact tracing with the husband as well. You see? So this thing is going to escalate. We've been warning you. You see? And New York City to shut down 9 zip codes due to spikes in COVID-19. You see? This is going to do what? Bring the vaccination. You understand? This vaccine is no doing good. Don't mind what you hearing from the news. You understand? This vaccination is no good. See? And the COVID-19 now, microchips embedded in RFID tags can track and authenticate vaccines, test kits, medical equipment, and PPE from manufacturing to clinic sites. So, you look, man. Canadians urged to get flu shot to ease burden on hospitals. But wait, don't take care of yourself to ease your burden on your hospitals, B. You see? I just trying to show you how Esau Edom is going to come down with great wrath. You understand? Your rights are slowly being taken away due to COVID-19 cases surging. You see? I just trying to show you, boy. You see? I just trying to show you. Everybody following Trump and the COVID-19, right? But as you see here, mandatory coronavirus vaccine will be distributed November 1st.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, family and friends. I'm your Minister of Wellness. The U.S. plans to ship the first approved coronavirus vaccine a day after the FDA gives the green light. We're here, brothers and sisters. We're here. The federal health official said September 16th that the U.S. government is planning to ship out any coronavirus vaccines within 24 hours after approval by regulators. Time is running out. Are you ready? Are you ready? The rapid shipment of any approved vaccine after authorization from the Food and Drug Administration was included in a playbook that authorities released on the same day. Vaccine makers in the U.S. have already started manufacturing doses in bulk for immediate shipment should these prove safe during tests and the FDA authorizes their use. Now, you all know them tests are a fraud. As of writing, the vaccine candidates from Moderna, Pfizer, and AstraZeneca are currently in phase 3 testing, the final stage before regulatory approval and distribution. Now, what's funny about that is that the FDA is giving them authority to skip phase 3. And we know that these things are being rushed quicker than any vaccine ever created. And the vaccines that take 10 to 50 years to create are still dangerous and don't work. Regardless of which vaccine is authorized, a limited number of initial doses will be available by the end of October. I told you all, didn't I tell you this? With more doses to follow by year end. Meanwhile, the federal government has asked states to prepare to administer the approved vaccines by November 1st. The playbook released by federal health officials indicated 3 possible scenarios states should prepare for. The vaccine from Moderna gets approved, the FDA authorizes the vaccine from Pfizer, or both get the thumbs up at the same time. They're racing to the finish line. For the love of money, state and local governments are still required to create plans on how they will receive and distribute coronavirus vaccines and submit these to the federal government within 30 days. Woo, time is running out. It has.
So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, have a great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Now this word devil is not the spiritual demon Satan. You understand? Coming down when he was fighting with God and God kicked you out of heaven. No, this is Esau, Edom. The one that bringeth all the draconian laws. The one that's causing all the fear in the world. The word devil comes to the Greek word diablos, is a metaphor applied to a man whom by opposing the cause of God may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. You see? So this coronavirus vaccine is Esau's meal ticket to get you where he wants you. No job, no payment, no movement. So if you don't take this vaccine, your job will be at risk. You understand? You can't go back to school. You can't drive. I mean, it's all there. The puzzle is there. Just put it together. Shalom.